Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, rather had fun, yeah.
So, Colin, on the John's design consulting front, I'm just curious. You're now probably in the weeds on facilities, court specs, right? Like basically how to build the perfect pickleball court. When you look at these facilities, you are consulting with them, you're giving them advice. What are maybe some of the most common design flaws that you see that any new facility should be aware of and make sure they're avoiding when they spin up a new court?
Yeah, it's really quite amazing sometimes how badly facilities can get off track, and that's really number one. What we've wanted to help people with is you don't want to go to a facility and be like, "This is just a train wreck." Where I've seen like yellow lines put in, or you have like an electric box right behind the court that's like all sharp and it's like a safety hazard. So those are some of the more egregious ones. But just having like solid backdrops that are dark, like it's a
Hmm.
really simple one where places will have white walls and behind the court it makes it so hard to see the ball, or open windows without blinds, and that's something we're really big on. We have something that we call the volleyer's eye, similar to the batter's eye that you have in every single major league ballpark. Behind the pitcher's mound in center field there's this dark backdrop to where the batter can pick up the white ball, in contrast to that dark backdrop. So our volleyer's eye is similar in that sense. It gives you that solid backdrop to contrast a light yellow ball with that dark backdrop. So it's not rocket science. Certainly, there's some more complicated stuff in terms of programming, operations management, staffing. We help with a lot of that, and certainly presenting a package to a lot of facilities to where, yes, maybe they could go to Pod Play and Acrotech and Yola and a lot of different ones to partner with them, but because it's all prepackaged and we have these set of partners that are readily available, you're going to get it for a cheaper rate. I think that appeals to a lot of facilities, and plus just being able to pick up the phone and call somebody with a question, even if it's something you feel like you already know, getting confirmation from somebody who's done it at many facilities is a very comforting feeling. So I think that you'll see more and more facilities really struggle in the coming years because so many people are seeing it as an opportunity. But whether they do it at a quality level or not, and also getting that stamp of verification that it is a very high quality facility is going to start to mean more and more. So we're really here to help with that. And it's not that we work with everybody. Certainly, we've had to turn people away and say, look, that's not what we do. We expect a certain quality standard, and you just don't have the spacing requirements that we need in order to be a certified court. So we really try to uphold the highest standards for the facility. And we are signing clients even this month. We've had a client sign on. So it's been a very busy first year. Even internationally, we actually have this great facility going in Asia, one in Nicaragua. So I really didn't expect it to grow this fast, but we've actually hired another employee just this month, and something we're really excited about.
Yeah, I've connected with some people who are building facilities, and in some cases, I'm like very surprised at how little they know, and some of the very obvious things they haven't thought of. And I'll be like giving them some tips, and they're like, "Wow, that's really good." I'm like, "I'm unqualified, and if you are using me as a resource to build your facility, like you got to figure out a better solution here." I've actually sent a couple over to is Wes who runs the
Yeah,
Optide. Yeah,
Yeah, Wes Shaw is our COO, and we're bringing on another employee, Andy, who's had some experience in that space. So we have qualified people available to talk to ask questions to, and especially the international people. They really are starting from ground zero. They have
hmm
no idea what they should be doing, what the spacing requirements are, what sort of foundation you should have, how much sand you should put in the paint, et cetera, et cetera. There's so many things that go into making a facility really high class and high quality, and if you don't know what you're doing from the start, you have to go back and change it. And there's really no point in doing that if you can pay somebody else for that knowledge to get it right the first time. It's definitely worth it.
Wait, I have a question for you. Lines that skid. What most commonly causes that? Why is that so prevalent? Why haven't people figured out how to avoid balls skidding when they hit the line?
Yeah, you're always going to have that to some extent. I think it's really exacerbated with certain types of lines, especially the ones that have very little sand in the paint. But to my understanding, it's that you're always going to have a slightly raised area of the court when you paint the lines on, because when you think about the finish to the court and the step-by-step process, you're going to have the whole court painted, whatever it is, green or blue, and then on top of that, you're going to have lines. So the lines they're not embedded into the court. You could probably prevent the skidding more if you were able to do that, and I don't know why that's not been done, honestly. but there must be some pretty good reason for it. Otherwise, tennis and pickleball would have already done it. Maybe it's cost prohibitive. I don't really know. But my suspicion is the reason you can't get that problem to go away entirely is because the lines do sit on top of the foundation of the court.
It's like an extra layer of paint. It's like 2 layers of paint versus the rest of the court, which would be the one. Yeah. Interesting. Okay, so Donald was talking about how he found Proton. It fit his game, and he hasn't looked back since. I also play with Proton. Other pros are Andre Daescu, Megan Dazan, and I think the question is like, have you actually tried one of these things yet? I think the recurring theme is if you pick up one of these and you play with it, it's going to be hard to go back to any other paddle. So I've been playing with it. I think we were just talking about it with Donald. I've been playing with it since that would have been like late June. And I've been using the same one. So these things are like super durable. They hold up, they maintain their spin. And it's just a good balance of like touch, spin, power, which is good for somebody who is very technically unsound like myself. They also just released their new Series 4 Project Roadrunner. It's made with aerospace grade carbon fiber and exposed Kevlar for sustained spin. This lightweight edgeless paddle features a hybrid core that delivers a soft touch when you want it and power when you need it. As I said, super durable, stays rough for consistent spin even after thousands of hits, which I can attest to. Get yours now and save $25 with our code TheDink exclusively at pickleballcentral.com. So that's code TheDink, all caps, one word, $25 off, pickleballcentral.com.